We're gonna be doing Liv Morgan. We have to do a female today, Angela. I know you're talking about Boo Liv Morgan. You already don't want to see her. We're gonna be doing a female today. The show, what you talking about? And Liv Morgan won on the poll. I got 2 people, I put them on a poll, and Liv Morgan won. So we're gonna be watching Liv Morgan. So, oh crap. Where's my screen at? Hold on. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to be doing Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan actually had a recent entrance. It says February 6, 2026. So this is one of her most recent entrances. So big W on Liv Morgan. All right. Y'all ready? We're going to be doing Liv Morgan. Here we go. Tay says something would happen as soon as I move around. Yeah, Tay, you're a little late. I'm just fine.
The winner is Royal Rumble.
She recently won the Royal Rumble. Okay. Interesting. Why the girl that y'all see the girl next to her said, calm down. Oh, hell. Watch me. Ooh, I like that. Hold on, I like that. That's a really nice line she got there. Watch me. You know what I'm saying? Watch me. Shit. Okay. A little bright, a little happy. Okay. Oh, she speaks. Let's hear what she has to say. Sean, thank you so much for the 50 cheers.
X50. That all girl is mad because she and Liv are tag partners and Liv betrayed her and threw her out.
So why is she standing next to her? Why are you here? What the heck? If she betrayed you? Excuse me? I guess. Liv Morgan is pretty cute. She pretty cute. I think that's the only word I can use to describe her though. It ain't like Riott or Riott Ripley. I don't know. Anyways, it ain't like her to where she like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like she's sexy. No, she pretty cute. She look kawaii, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. Ooh, she knows. She knows. Oh. Debatable, but I mean, I love the confidence. I love, you know what I'm saying? I love it, but I don't know, baby. A lot of that stuff is a little debatable, just a little bit, you know.
Comes with a lot of power. Comes great responsibility.
I have a
all right,
very
Uncle
big decision
Uncle
to
Ben.
make.
And not that much time to make it.
What's your decision? What's going on here?
Stephanie about her.
Yeah, sounds like a good one. Oh, or Jade Cargill. Okay, that's a way better option. I like that one.
That's been on my mind.
What's going on?
Huge elephant in the room.
Did I just hold on? Wait, did I just?
Tragedies are things.
Oh, not I just. Okay, hold on. I just accidentally switched videos. Did I just walk into something like? Hold on. What happened? What is she talking about?
That I'd like to address.
Tragedies are things that.
What did it just end right there? What is she addressing? Oh God. Oh God. Y'all tell me in the comments what is going on. What is she addressing? What's happening? What's happening? I'm confused. Nobody knows what's happening. Is no one in the comments gonna tell me what's happening? Nobody knows what happened with Liv Morgan. Oh, okay. Wait, there's two different comments here. Someone says she threw out her friend Raquel in the, okay, which we just covered, and she's apologizing. And then it says she's talking about who she might choose at WrestleMania 42 for the title. No, I know that part, obviously. Oh, Jesus. Never mind. Forget it, guys. Just forget it. Jeez, we're moving on. We're going to move on, and we have Liv Morgan's top most outrageous moments. Anyways, we're going to do, Liv Morgan's most outrageous moments. I know y'all don't want to be watching. I could tell that you guys do not want to be watching Liv Morgan right now. You'd much rather be watching some male wrestler, but we're going to get to that in a second. Don't worry. Let's see her top 10 most outrageous moments. Whoa, what the heck? What's happening here? Oh, I don't like Liv Morgan. She over here jumping? It said, nah, Liv is fire. I don't know. She fire. I don't know. Whoa! That was a crazy move. Why did she do that? Oh, that's her signature. Oh, I like that. Hold on, let's replay that. I like that a lot. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, that's dope. Her old signature? Oh, okay. Okay, she's good. Ooh. I love that outfit. What on earth did I just see? First of all, I love this outfit. This outfit looks so cute. I don't know. The red, it's like really popping with her hair. With her blonde hair color. But that move, hold on. What is going on here? The way she just spread her legs like that. She's crazy. Shayna Baszler? Ooh! Baszler, okay. Ow! Ow! Oh, ow! Oh, that looked like it hurts. Oh! Why are some of her moves so crazy? She has some insane moves. Look at this. Maybe it's because she's little. Like, the smaller the female wrestler is, the more outlandish moves they can do. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's crazy. Oh. My back. I love that her pin move. I love that her pin move is just like grabbing their legs. That girl is getting ready to go down on them. She's just like, oh Lord, that you do like that. No, don't tell me she's about to do what I think she's gonna do. First of all, I know that hurts so bad. I know that hurts so bad. You just see a big ass booty just... This is an insane freeze frame though. Wait, hold on. I want to get that freeze frame. That's what I need. Hold on. Oh, I know that hurt both of them though. That girl going through the table, but Liv just straight tailbone to the floor. Like, I know that hurt. Oh, okay, hold on. By the way, Rhonda Rousey is also on my list, and I've heard a lot of people talking about her, about how she ruined wrestling or something like that. We gonna see. I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see what she has going on. So that's why I put her on the list. I know a lot of wrestling fans don't like her. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Wait. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Wait. Okay, so the ref was counting 3 because Rhonda's shoulders were on the ground? This counts as a pin? They said rigged. No, because she literally tapped. Like, what? What is this? I am so... Shoulder down means you're getting pinned. But she tapped, though. Wait, I feel like that was like a script gone wrong or something. Because she definitely tapped. That was odd. Woo! Girl, not you, man. That is embarrassing. That's so embarrassing you missed that kick. Listen, ref would have got it. Ref would have got it next. Oh, no, yeah, I'm beating the ref's ass. I'm surprised Rhonda was so calm right there because you would have been... I literally felt her tap me. Like, the heck? Okay, she won the tag team title. What? Oh no. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Oh, she saved herself on the rope. I ain't gonna lie. That is the dopest one I've ever seen in my life. That girl just saved herself on the rope. That is amazing. Wow. That was a really good save. I love the way she be crying. She's like, someone said, MJ, you've been watching for like 3 days. What does that mean? What? Ooh! Rhonda strong. Oh, Lord. Chill, Rhonda. Chill. Her shoulders weren't down. I know Rhonda mad. She done lost so many times to this girl. She mad as hell. Yeah. Okay, that is the end of her top 10. I absolutely love Liv. Hold on. Liv is she's very lively. She's very energetic. Like, I really love that about her. She's so bright. That little blonde she got going on. Real cute. She got like that dirty blonde look. Real cute. Okay. We have to watch her career story, and then we're going to move on to the male wrestler. But we have to watch her career story. So I got a video here, and it is titled Watch Me, the Liv Morgan Story, full career documentary. It is about 20 minutes long, so it's not too long, but we're going to watch it anyways. MJ, I want to ask you, WWE has an upcoming PLE on February 28th called the Elimination Chamber. I know what that is. I wanted to ask you, are you going to live stream it on your Twitch channel? Probably not. I'm probably not going to live stream it. I really can't do matches and stuff like that. It's too finicky when it comes to WWE. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. So I probably won't watch it live. You guys can tell me about it whenever, we come back after that. Tell me how it went and who won or anything. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, we're going to be watching the Watch Me Liv Morgan story. Hopefully she has like a crazy story behind her. I really love a lot of her moves in her career, but we'll see.
WWE has a long history of great underdog stories. You only need to look at the likes of Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston for evidence of this. And much like those performers, Liv Morgan has proven to be such a relatable presence on TV over the years that fans have taken to her in droves. Yes, from her time spent in NXT to being 1/3 of the Riott Squad, all the way to becoming SmackDown Women's Champion, we've seen her rise to the top of the mountain before our very eyes. But how did it all happen? Well, join us today as we take a deep dive into her entire career journey so far in Watch Me, the Liv Morgan Story. Gianna Jean Daddio was born on June 8th, 1994.
What
in
we
Morristown.
could do also, let me start this from the beginning, but what we could do also, if you guys do want me to watch that Elimination Chamber match, I can watch it live, but it won't be on screen. You guys would be like following along with me. If you guys want to do that instead, we could do that instead and just, you know, have you guys watching it on your own, and then I'll be watching it live, you know. Yeah, we can do that. You said it's what day? February 28th? Okay. I'll mark it down. That is what everyone who streams the matches does? Okay, well, good to know. You guys should have just said that. But yeah, we can do that. That's fine. I'll just have to find where. You guys know where I could watch it? Just let me know, because I don't know where I could watch WWE matches. All right, here we go.
Her entire career journey so far in
I have to put
Watch
the volume
Me,
up. I cannot
the Liv
hear.
Morgan story.
Why is he so low?
Gianna Jean Daddio was born on June 8th,
Gianna Jean Daddio. That is an insane name. Netflix? Okay, we can watch it on Netflix.
1994 in Morristown, New Jersey, and it was there that, following the death of her father while she was still at an early age, she and her siblings would be raised alone by their mother. And one of the kids' favorite
I know,
things to
it's
do
always,
during this time-
why every wrestler always have one really, really sad background story. Like, they always have to have one thing that happened to them that was just absolutely horrible. It's so sad.
time as it happened was to watch wrestling on TV, something which eventually led to all of them taking part in backyard shows with each other for the entertainment of their friends. In fact, in the years since, Gianna has gone on to describe those days spent taking pedigrees and power bombs from her brothers and her sisters as the point where she first truly fell in love with the sport, with her
Wow.
understanding then
Who
that
would
it
have
was where
thought?
her future lay. And as for who her favorite performer was in the ring at this time, well, that would be Lita. And so, deciding that she wanted to be the next top women's star
I
in
love
wrestling
that.
herself, Gianna would first start dipping her toe into the sporting world when she performed as a competitive cheerleader while at high school soon after this. Then, once school finished,
Oh, Lord.
she make ends meet for a while by working
So she
as
was
a model.
she was basically always that kind of girl, the Hooters kind of girl. She's always looked like that with her little blonde hair.
for a local Hooters restaurant, all while formally starting her training at Joe DeFranco's gym in nearby Wyckoff, New Jersey. And that, as it happened, would turn out to be the
Well,
best
she
move
looks
she could
good.
have
She's so
possibly made,
fit.
because it was while training there in 2014 that she was discovered by a local WWE talent scout, with this person instantly seeing something in her and asking her to sign up to a developmental contract with the company from there. So given that this was her dream, it only made sense that the Jersey girl would quickly sign on the dotted line, saying goodbye to her old life at this point, as she then made her way over to
Of
NXT.
course, that was her dream. Why
And
wouldn't
there
she?
then, after a few months getting to know the ins and outs of things, she would make her official on-screen debut at February 11th, 2015's TakeOver Rival, when she played the role of a fan who jumped on Tyler Breeze during his ring entrance. After that, she'd make another appearance at NXT's following Big Show.
She
TakeOver
played. Hold on, her
Unstoppable.
debut was playing as a fan. What? Okay, I guess. So it said here in the US, Raw is on Netflix, NXT is on CW, SmackDown's on Sci-Fi this week, and all PLE shows is on ESPN in the US, but Netflix internationally. Okay, so it's on ESPN. Okay, that's fine. I can figure out how to watch it, guys. Don't worry about it.
On May 20th, there once again being part of Breeze's entrance. So with her now being given a taste
I don't
of
like
what
that. I
was
mean,
happening
I get that they have to build their careers and stuff, but I don't really like that they made her whole debut start just being a background character in someone else's entrance. Like that doesn't seem fair. Like, also you got to start somewhere. I know. I'm just saying, like, they could have started her out any other way. Being like, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think any of these other wrestlers' career stories have I heard that they started out as someone's background in an entrance. Like, I don't think I've heard anybody else say that.
On screen then, Triple H, the head of the black and gold brand at the time, would start easing her into matches in front of fans, with the earliest of these seeing her lose to Eva Marie on the November 4th episode of NXT while working under the name of Marley. Of course, that name would only be temporary, however, and by December of the same year, she would debut under her new moniker of Liv Morgan. That said, this would not see her start winning.
Oh my gosh! She beat him butt!
Failed to get the better of her opponent, Emma. But she was still just a rookie at this point anyway, so had plenty of time left to prove herself. And this was something she became obsessed with doing then when, on the January 13th, 2016 episode of the Black and Gold brand, she took part in a battle royal to earn a shot at Bayley's NXT Women's title. And while she didn't win the match that night, her performance would see some fans start to get behind her, something which helped to spur
started building her name.
Picking up her first victory against Aaliyah a few months later. Following this, now on a roll, she would next enter into a program with Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics, a program which saw the newcomer's profile start to rise even higher come the end of it. So perhaps it should have come as
okay.
That
so she slowly, little by little, started building her name up. Okay, she started getting a little bit of a fan base behind her.
The November 21st, 2017 episode of SmackDown, Liv Morgan would officially make her main roster debut when, alongside Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan, she'd formed the Riott Squad, the newest trio of heels on the female roster. And as the new kids on the block then, the Riott Squad realized that if they wanted to stand out, they would have to make an impact, with this being something they immediately did when, on the same night, they attacked Becky
Lynch. What did they say? What did they say those other two girls' names were? Hold on, let me rewind and hear those other two girls' name again, because...
Liv Morgan would officially make her main roster debut when, alongside Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan,
Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. Who are those people? Who the heck? The Canker sisters from Ed and Eddie. Okay. I've never heard of them. Maybe I'm just uneducated. Y'all know we're doing this whole process for me to learn about people in wrestling, so.
Formed the Riott Squad, the newest trio of heels on the female roster.
Sorry. Let's continue.
And as have to make an impact, Naomi, Natalya, and Charlotte Flair firmly establishing themselves as villains to watch going forward. Natalya and immediately did when, on the same night, they attacked Becky Lynch, Naomi, Natalya, and Charlotte Flair, firmly establishing themselves as villains to watch going forward. Of course, what would make this group more special than most stables in WWE at the time, though, was that, like their male counterparts in the New Day, Morgan, Riott, and Logan would all become very close friends in real life.
Okay, I like that.
Considering each other to be sisters and rarely being seen apart as a result.
I like that.
Shining through onto the screen, they would continue to get more TV time.
I like when they become friends. I like when they become friends outside of this, because you get to know the real person rather than their character, and then you can see the differences.
After defeating Flair, Naomi, and Natalya in a 6-woman tag match, they'd each find themselves taking part in the first ever...
Liv is shaped kind of crazy real quick. Hold on, real quick. She's shaped kind of insane. Why she look like a square box? This girl, maybe she just, not too fit here or something,
Match. They'd each find themselves taking part in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble in January of 2018.
Okay.
Herself entering at number 11 and lasting for just over 5 minutes before being eliminated by Michelle McCool. But even if she got thrown out, the world on fire during this one, it wouldn't stop the Jersey native from bouncing back in time for WrestleMania 34 that April.
She literally looks like she's from Jersey too.
To take part in another battle royal, with her this time doing somewhat better, even if she still didn't pick up the win come the end.
Oh my gosh! Why is this so? I want to see a Royal Rumble, like a full Royal Rumble match. I really, really want to see that. Like, can you guys imagine well, you guys are fans, so you probably know, but the chaos that ensues in these matches, just a bunch of people just fighting in the match. I really want to see that.
Elsewhere on the card, WrestleMania 34 would also be the show where Rhonda Rousey would make her in-ring debut for WWE,
of course,
to everyone that the division was about to reach another level of importance altogether over the following year. So, wanting to be part of that then, Morgan would continue to compete regularly when she and her Riott Squad
So it
stablemates
said,
were all
I'm still confused why the fuck they added Ronda Rousey to WWE. I think Ronda was really, really good in MMA. She really was. And that people don't like her because of that, you know, she quit after she lost. But I think they probably just brought her on for the name. That's probably it. They brought her on for the name, and they wanted to keep her name going. Yeah. Yeah, so she probably just wanted something else she could take over in, but she probably didn't take over in wrestling either.
over to Raw during that April's draft, with them making their intentions clear on their first night there when they interrupted a match between Sasha Banks and Bayley. After that, they would continue to terrorize the Boss and Hug connection for the next few months, regularly taking on them and other babyface competitors under different variations in multi-woman
She's
tag
crazy.
matches. Unfortunately, though, it would be this beef that would soon cost Liv the opportunity of a lifetime when, after taking on the Boss as part of a gauntlet match to qualify for the first ever Women's Money in the Bank contest in June of that year, she
Hey,
found
Mod,
herself
you're not
being
late. It's
soundly
alright.
defeated by her more experienced opponent. So now, even more upset, the Jersey Girl would return to tag action, directing her aggression at Banks, Bayley, and every other babyface woman on Raw in multi-woman tag
Lord.
matches over the weeks that followed.
Every other
And when she
babyface
wasn't
woman.
doing this then, she was also getting to work a series of singles matches when, in July of that same year, she'd have a trilogy of bouts with Ember
Woo!
Moon.
Oh, Lord!
Still being relatively new to the ring at this point, she would find herself unable to pick up the win in any of these singles contests. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the Riott Squad would regularly find themselves on the losing end of things whenever they bandied together too, with them at this point basically turning into cannon
Wow,
fodder
she
for
just
whichever
kept
babyface wanted
losing.
to get a
Poor
victory
Liv.
that Still, even if it wasn't where they wanted to be, it was still a regular role on the show for Morgan, Riott, and Logan, with all three women understanding that if they just kept at it, eventually their time would come.
Yeah.
Next step towards this time coming would happen
Keep the
after
belief
Morgan and Logan
alive.
finally scored
Oh.
a tag team victory over the Boss and Hug
Oh.
Connection on the August 20th episode of The Red Brand. The trio of heels would next get a chance to share the ring with the Bella Twins and Rhonda Rousey.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, getting to compete against a huge mainstream star and the former UFC bantamweight champion was just what Liv Morgan and her teammates needed at this point, as even if it was obvious going in that they would be losing, it was an opportunity to raise
Yeah,
their
I
profile
remember
and
babyface
show
is
that
the
they could
wrestling
be trusted
term.
to help give Rousey a good match during her rookie year. So when the six-woman tag between everyone involved took place on October 6th Australian
The
show,
Karma,
Super
thank you so
Showdown,
much for the sub. Real quick, pause. Everybody,
Spider-Verse.
say thank you, www to the Karma, please, please, please. Thank you so much, the Karma.
with each of the Riott Squad playing their
Let's go
part
back a
in
little
making
bit.
the showdown. Woman tag between everyone involved took place on October 6th Australian show Super Showdown. That's exactly what they did, with each of the Riott Squad playing their part in making Rhonda look like a killer here.
Of course.
And as a
Of
reward
course,
for
it's
that,
her debut.
that's
What did I
the
say? It was Rhonda's debut. They just wanted her name to look good. That's all it was. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. Cause it's Rhonda Rousey. Regardless of if she lost or not, that girl is her name is huge, and they wanted that name. You could tell.
Review Evolution, just a few weeks later, the heels would be rewarded when they got a prominent spot on the card, finally putting their feud with Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya to bed when they took them on in one more six-woman tag. Yes,
It's funny
they would end
watching
up
women
losing this
fight
one
like
too, of
real
course,
women
but
fight.
That was almost to be expected at this point, especially given how many matches they'd lost prior to this. And perhaps it was this which made them realize that if they wanted to reach that next level then, they may need to rethink their plan of action going forward. So returning to the drawing board, the Riott Squad would begin formulating a new direction for
Okay.
themselves soon after this.
Yeah.
And we should see them decide to each individually go after the women's title when they all entered the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble match.
I like that. I like
Sadly,
that.
though, at least as far as Morgan was concerned, when the time for this bout came on January 27th, things would go even worse than they had the year
No.
before, as, after entering at number 4, she would end up being eliminated by Natalya in just 8 seconds, setting a record for the quickest elimination in the process.
Anyways, I was gonna say before I was rudely interrupted, I was gonna say, Liv Morgan's whole identity is the Riott Squad, and then she finally gets a chance to fight for herself, and she just keeps getting her butt whooped. Girl got eliminated in 8 seconds. 8 freaking seconds! That's crazy!
Then, to make things worse, well, Liv would team up with Sarah Logan to take part in the Elimination Chamber match to crown the first ever women's tag team champions at the following month's titular pay-per-view. They would once again come out on the losing end by the time it was done.
Oh my gosh, they're just on the most insane losing streak.
Jax and Tamina. So hoping the third time would be the charm, Morgan would roll the dice once more when, at WrestleMania 35 on April 7th, she returned to the Women's Battle Royal, this time faring better than she had at the Royal Rumble, even if she did ultimately lose, a result that was
she's
all
like
too familiar for her. Yes, it was a hard pill for the New Jersey natives to swallow, especially as, in the main event of that very show, the women's division was reaching its greatest heights yet. When
wow.
Becky Lynch, Rhonda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair all took part in the first ever women's WrestleMania main event.
She just keeps losing. I feel so bad for her.
However, Morgan and the rest of her Riott Squad counterparts were struggling to even pick up a victory at all, with them having by now firmly become pigeonholed as jobbers to the stars. So maybe in some ways it was a blessing in disguise when, as part of the 2019 Superstar Shakeup later that month, Liv would be separated from the rest of her stablemates when she was moved over to SmackDown.
Oh.
Sure, it did mean she wouldn't be able to travel on the road with her best friends anymore, but it also meant that, now a singles performer full-time, she would have a chance to reinvent herself and finally become the star she always believed she could be.
Yes.
To signify this new
Please tell me it happened.
She'd officially turned babyface for the first time on the main roster when, on the July 16th
Okay.
episode of the Blue Brand, she confronted Charlotte Flair and challenged her to a match. Of course, predictably, she would lose this match too, and while it did represent yet another instance of her finishing her night by staring up at the lights, at the very least, with her new alignment in place, there is hope for the future now.
This poor girl.
It was just a shame, then, that she really did nothing of note on SmackDown after this, with it since coming to light that a number of different producers backstage were pitching a variety of different ideas for her, only for each and every one of these to be rejected by Vince McMahon himself.
Wow.
Yes, in WWE, if the boss doesn't see a future in you, it's the kiss of death. As with his opinion ultimately being the only one that matters, there's not really much else you can do at that point.
That's so sad.
This is why it came as such a surprise when, after many assumed her potential as a star to now be extinguished, Liv would end up getting a renewed push upon returning to Raw in December of that year. And this
That's
push
so
would see her being inserted into the Bobby Lashley, Rusev, and Lana storyline as revealing herself to be the secret lover of the ravishing Russian during her kayfabe marriage to the Almighty.
What?
She would finally find herself with something to sink her teeth into.
What the heck?
Forever. Of course, even if she did now have a storyline, though, this was one where she would have to tread carefully, as with WWE not exactly having a great history of doing gay storylines, and with Liv being good friends with...
Well, hold on. I was gonna say, hold on, because maybe the gay storylines don't work with the men. Some people, especially, you know, the wrestling fan base is mostly men. Some people actually like women on women, okay? I'm just saying.
Sonya Deville behind the scenes, she wanted to make sure it was all carried out in a respectful way. And maybe that's why it was for the best then, that as the weeks went on, the romance aspect of the angle was quietly dropped, as Liv would team with Rusev to take on Lashley and Lana in a series of tag and singles matches, one of which actually saw the babyface get a victory over Lana on the January 27th.
Yeah, I like that.
So riding this new
Finally got a victory!
Morgan would once again set her sights on reaching the same level of the likes of Becky Lynch when she staked her claim at main eventing WrestleMania herself. And how did she plan to do this? Well, by entering the 2020 Royal Rumble and winning it, of course. Now that said, if you've been watching WWE over the past few years, then you know she didn't win this one.
Wait, what?
While this may have been a disappointment for her at first, any bad feelings were quickly washed away.
Wait, what? I thought she
She
won.
would get to reunite with Ruby Riott, albeit in the form of an on-screen feud. So with the match between them
Whoa.
eventually taking place on the March 2nd episode of Raw, then it would be left to Sarah Logan to act
Aw,
as a
she
special guest
gotta fight her
referee,
best
trying
friend?
to keep her friends in check here as they each let out their kayfabe frustrations on each other.
What is
Ultimately picked up
happening?
the win during this one, it would finally see her start something of a win streak, as at the WrestleMania pre-show match just a month later, the Jersey native would also snag a victory over Natalya. After that,
The
as
back
world
and
shut
forth
down,
pin is
she would
crazy.
use the free time she now had, not working on the house show circuit, to start building a nice side career for herself when it was revealed that she was studying to become a real estate agent.
Yay! Hold on! Hold on! Yeah! Everybody! Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about, Liv! That's what I'm talking about, girl. You keep expanding your life.
She would also begin dating former WWE star Bo Dallas, with the two still remaining together at the time of this video's recording.
Bo Dallas, huh?
That was all personal stuff, and when it came to the ring, there were a whole host of other ambitions the former Riott Squad member still had left to achieve.
Clap, clap, clap.
And while she may have initially planned to go it alone in these ventures, she would end up being pleasantly surprised when, on the June 22nd episode of Raw, the company would begin teasing a reunion between her and Ruby
Bobby
Riott.
Boo, welcome to the live.
After their time apart, the Riott Squad were finally going to be reunited, with initial plans being to bring back
Yay.
Sarah Logan into the fray eventually.
Is this good?
Unfortunately, though, despite Morgan and Riott getting to team up together for a little while here, things would ultimately be cut short when, in June of 2021, Ruby and Sarah Logan would be part of a mass wave of WWE releases. And this, of course, would leave Liv as the only remaining member of the stable following that, causing her to have to watch as one of her friends returned to the Indies, all while the other joined up with AEW and gave a boost to their women's division. So now having to carry
that
the torch in WWE alone,
sucks.
she'd
Hi,
restart
Noelle.
her quest to reach the top of the singles division when, on the June 11th episode of SmackDown, she'd pin Carmella to qualify for that year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And despite ultimately not winning this one when the time for it came a week later,
Ow.
the Jersey girl would soon rebound when she picked up another pinfall over Carmella at the following month's Extreme Rules
Not she,
pre-show.
not she said on her
When the
face.
2021 draft came in October, Liv would take all the momentum she'd been building over to Raw, as there, she'd quickly win a fatal 5-way match to earn a shot at Becky Lynch's Raw Women's title, assuring herself at this point that she'd give it her all when the time for the bout came on the December 6th episode.
I love
of the
this.
Rampage.
Hold on. I actually love.
Sadly, though, her
I
all-
kind of love the roller coaster of her career. She's like this up and down, up and down, up and down roller coaster. We don't know when she's gonna win, but she's been on this crazy losing streak, and when she does win, it means so much more. I love this.
would not be enough on that night, as the man ended up being simply too much for her to handle. And to make matters worse, the same thing would happen.
We have to
when Liv
start
had her-
searching up nicknames, by the way, because why are they calling Becky Lynch the man? I have to start doing some research on the nicknames.
rematch a few weeks later at January 1st, 2022's Day 1 pay-per-view. Still, Liv wouldn't let this keep her down for long, as by now, she could feel she was closer to reaching her potential than ever before. But it wasn't just her that realized this.
I forgot to turn that off. Well, my people, Elohim the God activated sing mode. And I believe, how long is it for? Is it for 10 minutes? Let me see. I think it's for 10 minutes. How long is it? Hold on. I gotta check. Let me check before I do it. It's for 5 minutes. Okay. You were just watching my vid. How you do that? You put soap on your phone? No. That was a good one. All right. Sorry. Let me put a timer for 5 minutes. Let's put it on the screen so you guys can see this 5 minutes. And we are starting right now. Let's keep watching the video. Here we go.
No, fans were starting to realize this as well, with many of them beginning to get behind the underdog in greater numbers. And that would be enough to power her on as she continued her quest towards winning a world title when she entered both the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber in January and February of that year respectively. Then when neither of these worked out for her, she decided to change things up again after finding a new ally in Rhea Ripley, someone who would go on to team with Liv
Oh
over the next
yes,
few weeks
Rhea
as they each went
Ripley.
after the women's
We
tag team
like her.
championships. Unfortunately, though, when the duo came
Oh,
up against
no.
then-champion Sasha Banks
Oh,
and Naomi on
no.
the April 18th episode of Raw,
Oh,
they
they
were
got
unable
they
to get the better
ass
of them,
whooped.
with all this leading to Ripley turning on Morgan after the match.
Hi,
and
Jay.
scoring their
Welcome to the
partnership in
stream.
one swift blow. So with the former NXT Women's Champion from there joining forces with Edge and Damian Priest in the Judgment Day, her now prior partner would find allies of her own in Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
Okay,
creating a situation
Liv.
where, as an honorary member of the Bullet Club for one night, Liv would join them in a 6-person mixed tag match at June 5th's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I want to
getting align
see.
herself on screen with two of the most popular performers in the company was yet another sign that the Liv Morgan train wasn't stopping anytime soon. No, in fact, it would only pick up speed from there, as on the June 13th episode of Raw, she'd resume her goal to become women's champion when, alongside Alexa Bliss, she defeated the team of Doudrop and Nikki ASH to qualify for that year's women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And learning from the mistakes of prior years that...
Ooh, that outfit looks really good. Look at the eyeballs on her boobies. Oh my god. It looks so good.
This time, Liv would prepare herself for every possibility, with that being enough to see her ultimately overcome her opponents and win the briefcase, granting her a title shot at any time of her choosing. So now the question was, when would she cash in? Well, in a backstage interview soon after the match was over, Liv would tease the answer to this when she suggested WrestleMania might be a good time for her to reach the top of the mountain.
Ooh,
That
she's
was, of
gonna
course,
go to
all just a red herring, however,
WrestleMania.
because instead, with Rhonda Rousey defending her SmackDown Women's title against Natalya later in the show, fully confident in the belief that would be the only defense that night, Miss Money in the Bank took the opportunity to surprise the champ by cashing in. From there, pinning the former UFC star in 35 seconds. to
Oh
finally win
my
her first
god.
world title.
She just beat Rhonda
After all her
Rousey.
years of chipping away at things
She
and climbing the ladder,
garbage.
Liv Morgan was now the top woman on SmackDown. And as it stands at the time of this video's recording, that's where she remains. She even went on to win the rematch at July 30th SummerSlam, albeit in controversial fashion. But given how hard she's worked to get there, we weren't surprised that she managed to overcome
Thank
the
you,
odds
Jay.
once more. Because as she's shown throughout her career so far, even when it seems like she's down and out, she'll always continue to live forever.
Oh
guys,
Lord, I love that. I'm so happy that she fixed her career. She was losing non-stop. And then she started to win. She started to win. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of Liv Morgan. I don't- We still have a whole minute 20 of me singing my words. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to stall out. Anyways. That was Liv Morgan. And she did recently win the Royal Rumble. Yeah. K-Dog says she won more titles after 2022. So shout out to her. I'm not gonna sing like R. Kelly. You gonna stop that right there. We not doing none of that. Is this shit almost done? We got 20 seconds. I'm finna stall out for 20 seconds. Cause I don't wanna sing no more. No, please. No, I don't wanna sing no more. I'm about to turn that shit off. None of y'all gonna claim that anymore. I'm done. I'm done. That was embarrassing. I had me singing all the time.